Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Sunday afternoon. It is January 7th of 2024. We are in trouble. We are in a bit of trouble here in this country, y'all. I'm going to go into that, but also it's important to note, equally important, take heart that there is hope. There is hope. I'm going to go into that, and you know I am. I have two very good passages that I will share and a little message that I will share that was talked about in our worship service this morning at church. Our pastor was talking about, and it was a packed house. It was an awesome service. We had communion. Our pastor was on fire and preaching the truth. I'll go into a little bit of that. I can't say it like him, of course, but first, Teddy acted like he wanted to come up here, so Teddy making a rare appearance. He doesn't normally get up here or even, want to. He's usually behind me causing trouble because I know he don't look like it. He's a troublemaker, isn't he? Mrs. Dawg, isn't he a troublemaker? She said, yeah. Are you a troublemaker? With that innocent face? No? I don't know where Ella went. Okay. But he's a troublemaker. Take my word for it. How you doing? You gonna behave? You gonna behave for the rest of the video? Can I put you down now? Your tongue is sticking out. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, buddy. All right, we'll play later. You gotta behave though. Quiet. You gotta stay quiet. All right, I think he's going out of the room. I think he had enough. We are in trouble. I'm gonna give a couple of updates here and go into this, y'all. I saw a report where Barack Hussein Obama is, quote unquote, he is deeply concerned about Donald Trump's political strength. Really? You don't say. Well, bless his heart. I got news for him. We are concerned about your political strength. That's our concern. That's our concern. Say what you will about the T-Man. Say what you will. You can hate him, you can love him, or somewhere in between. I don't think there's much in between about that guy. But say what you will, but they're doing they're pulling out just about all the stops to stop this guy. And I think there's only one thing left to try to stop him. And God forbid that happens. And you know what I'm talking about. All right. But they're trying everything else. And that's the truth. That's the truth. If you can't see that, something's wrong. Also, the current commander in chief, it's kind of scary when you put it that way, Mr. Biden, stays lost. I was watching a video, and y'all might have seen it already. It was a video that came out, I think it was last night sometime, where he gave a speech somewhere, I forgot where, but he's coming off I guess he's going back to the White House, but he's coming off the Air Force One, the helicopter this time, not the big plane, but the Marine helicopter. And he's coming down. He gets down from it on the ground, and the man is utterly confused on where to go. The presidential limousine, the big car, is right there, a few steps away, and he's walking around totally lost. One of the military officers that's there to greet him, you got the two guards, the two Marine guards there on the beside the helicopter, but then there's an officer walking around, kind of helping or greeting when he comes off the helicopter. Had to guide him walk him to the car. The man didn't know where he was going, and it was very obvious. And the look on his face, it had the 1,000 mile stare going, and it is scary, y'all. And people will laugh and make fun of it, and it was just surreal to watch this. Okay, and so it's disturbing on multiple levels that we have a commander in chief that doesn't know where he is, can't get to the car. He's got to have help to get there. What if we have a crisis at 3 a.m.? We probably have, don't even know about it. What are you going to wake this guy up and he's going to handle it? You really? There's no way this guy can handle anything. There's no way. What if we had a situation like, and we've had situations since he's been in office, but like the Cuban Missile Crisis. There's no way this guy could step up. Somebody would have to do it for him. It's unreal. It's just if I was an adversary, if I'm a leader in a leadership position of our adversaries, I would be seizing on this opportunity any way I could. If I'd been planning to strike at some point, now's the time. What a better time to do it. This guy's going to be up to the task? No, no way. He's way behind. It's scary, y'all. We're in trouble. This is trouble. And I know it's not new. And when I was talking about this, I was telling Mrs. Dawg about it last night. I showed her the video, and she was like, "And you're surprised? Why? I mean, why are you surprised by this?" The what? Yeah, Miss Dawg said Jill just walked off on this one. She said, "I'm not bailing you out this time, pal. I'm getting in the car where it's bulletproof." And the Secret Service guy's looking around like, "Dude, get in the car." I'm surprised he didn't physically shove him in there. I think I would have if I'd have been that guy. You know, dang, it looked bad. Talk about a bad look. Look bad. Talk about a bad look. The next thing, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin has been in the hospital for about a week or so. Nobody knew. I mean, the media didn't know, wasn't reported. And even the deputy Secretary of Defense is claiming that she did not know. She does say that she assumed his duties on January 2nd, but claims that she did not know that the man was hospitalized in ICU. The Secretary of Defense, if I'm not mistaken, the Secretary of Defense is in that line of communication along with the president in case they have to open up the old nuclear football and respond to a massive something like a massive nuclear strike. Hello? Or something similar. The guy's laid up in the hospital in ICU. We don't know why, and we don't know the details. But now it's coming out that the Deputy Secretary of Defense have no idea who she is, but she's apparently in charge as of this 2nd of this month. Still no word on Mr. Austin. What's going on with him? Talk about a crisis. You got a president, doesn't know where he is, where he's sleeping, if he's sleeping. You got a Secretary of Defense that's in ICU. You have some fuzziness there of who's really in charge. There, the military. Again, Ms. Dawg's like, and you're surprised by this? It's a valid question. And Ms. Dawg was like, and the whole world sees this. Yes, the whole world sees this. How embarrassing. It's beyond embarrassing. It's disturbing. Talk about not fit to serve and lead. Why can't somebody do something about this? Why can't Congress? I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on how this can work, but my guess is, my prediction is, before we go too much longer, Brandon is just going to bow out and step down because of health issues, and they're going to slide somebody else in there and run it and run against the T-Man. And Lord knows who that's going to be, but I got some ideas, and they're disturbing as well. But this is like flashing red light alarm bells, man. I mean, this is awful. I don't even know who the deputy secretary of defense is. Who's that? Apparently, it's a female. They're referring to her as she. Not that that's anything wrong with that, but I mean, just saying. Anyway, I we're in trouble, and I know you're going to be like, "Dog, we've been in trouble since this guy stepped in, took the oath, but and was sworn in." Yeah. But it's just one after the other. It never stops. The gaffes, the falls, the confusion. And I can see a gaff or a fall. You trip up the steps. I mean, Gerald Ford did that. They all have their little things. They're human, and the media is going to seize on that. I get it. But this guy's every day. Every day is something. And the confusion. Trying to shake hands with people who aren't there while he's on stage. Jill saved him, I think, the day before yesterday or the day before that. I think she just sat this one out. Like, you're on your own this one, pal. If you can't find the car, I'm in the car because it's bulletproof. Anyway, I guess I've just gone on about this a little more than I should. That's why I say we're in trouble. We're in trouble on many levels. Uh, the border, leadership, economy, defense. I don't know what they're doing. Who's in charge? Who's in charge? That's the question too. I'm going to go to a passage. There's two passages I'm going to go over. First one is from Psalm 84, verse 10 says, hold on for this one. Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. Isn't that the truth? I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of the wicked. Amen. Ain't that the truth? I got to say it one more time. Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of the wicked. Amen. Amen. And, that's a good song, too, by the way. We sang it this morning in church. And isn't it, the tents of the wicked, there's a lot of it out there. A lot of people dwelling in them. And, our pastor was talking about it this morning. This country's got to get serious about its faith. And I know a lot of us are. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but it's serious. We're getting down to cases here. All right. The other one is Jeremiah. I believe, no, Zechariah. What am I talking about, Jeremiah? Zechariah chapter 9, verses 10 and 11. I'm getting so into it, I'm knocking my microphone off here. Here we go. All right. Again, Zechariah chapter 9, verses 10 and 11 says, I will take away the chariots from Ephraim and the war horses from Jerusalem, and the battle bow will be broken. Battle bow will be broken. He will proclaim peace to the nations. His rule will extend from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth. What does that make you think of? A couple of things. It's awesome, by the way. But as our pastor was talking about this morning, this guy ain't afraid to just throw it out there and tell about the truth. But he was talking about how that catchphrase that certain protesters are using right now, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Y'all probably heard of that? And how most of them don't know what they're chanting and don't even probably know what they're protesting, but they're actually protesting in favor of the genocide of the Jewish people. And at best, they're protesting for them to be kicked out of the land that God allowed them and made for them and promised them. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Well, what it really says in the Bible, like I said, is he will proclaim peace to the nations, to all the nations. His rule will extend from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth. Amen. That's the truth right there. That's the truth. You can take it to the bank. And our pastor was talking about how, and he was, how, and I didn't know this, but in North Korea, the leader there, Kim Jong Un, I think is his name. He tried. You can say he tried to ban Christmas. He's done it before, but he said, "You're not worshiping God. You're worshiping my grandfather and me, really. He's putting himself up there on that pedestal because they're celebrated as divine. They're wrong, of course, and he's and what's happening is it's not working. There are people underground, I'm sure, there that are worshiping God, that are Christians, and he was telling us about how volunteers are were sending these bottles. I think, I forget what sea it is or the river, but it's right close to the coast, or to where the water flows right near the coast of North Korea, where a lot of people make their living. And right about 2 weeks before Christmas, they were stuffing these bottles with several things. One was enough rice to feed a family of four. Another one was a flash drive that contains the Bible, and a message talking about how we celebrate, the reason for the season, celebrating the birth of Christ, of Jesus. I think that's dang awesome. And he had showed a picture of it where it was a bunch of bottles out on this boat, and they were stuffing them and sending them, throwing them in there. And I think that's pretty cool. Jesus finds a way. He finds a way. Are we going to see something like this in the United States, to where we're to a point where we're banned from celebrating certain things? I don't know. Sure seems we're heading that direction. And again, he says faith needs to get real here in America. I believe it is. I believe it is, and not in certain corners. You see it, but there's a lot of evil out there. There's a lot of wickedness out there. False prophets. We see it, and we need to live alive in our faith. This guy failed. He failed to ban Christmas, didn't he? That's the message. All right. Share your thoughts. Let's be aware out there. Stay safe. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.